Appendix B. Related Poetry. As certain also of your poets once said. As John Keats once said, all great poetry should produce the instantaneous conviction. This is true. Hopefully, what you find here will do exactly that. This particular poetry evolved 28 years ago from a conscious intent on the part of the author to find a medium that might enable sharing insights with those of a more heart-oriented persuasion. In more pragmatic moments, he called it a not-so-subtle attempt to slip mental curveballs past the intellect and into the catcher's mitt of the heart. One piece in particular, conceived in truth, was originally titled Our Father, and serves as a near-perfect summation of the author's understanding circa 1980, 14 years on the path, a summation he would later call his first state-of-the-head message. To be or not to be? Consciously aware I am. That is the question. The dawning light of the pure awareness I am redeems the lost years. When I was young. When I was young, I once knew why the sun and why the sky, why some are low and others high, why some live and others die. But as I grew, I soon forgot why life I loved and death knew not. For I was taught of me and my, to do as told and not ask why. That I alone was all I had, to seek my good and fear of bad, to live my life in thoughts of past, in a world of things that cannot last. To live for tomorrow and never today, to sell my present for future's way, to look behind and look ahead, but never here where all is said. Another night. Though many battles have I fought, some quite well and some for naught, purpose fades with passing years, with broken dreams and realized fears. As hope so fades and death draws nigh, I turn again to thoughts of why. Why, oh why, must this all end? Must I so lose a once dear friend? There must be more, much more than this. Oh, one more chance, and I won't miss. So much to do, still left undone. So much I did that wasn't fun. Oh, take me not from all I know, from all I love, don't make me go. Oh, let me stay, I'll get it right. Just let me live another night. Be still. Free of self-will, be quiet and still. Empty and open, be whole and unbroken. Settle and center, be silent and enter. Silent mind. An empty mind is also clear. Without thought, there is no fear. A quiet mind lives in peace, makes the most of even least. A silent mind has no bound. Open and still, itself is found. No one. Joker, fool, or standard bearer. Without thought, there is no error. No one to say the way or right, the win or lose, the dark or light. Know the spirit, drop the letter. Be yourself, there isn't better. Are you really? Are you really flesh and bone? Always here, but never home? Are you really earthly bound, mostly lost and seldom found? Are you really future's dust? Are your treasures bound to rust? Are you really going to die, born of ground and not of sky? Are you really nature's toy, born for tears and not for joy? Are you really born a pawn, here a while but longer gone? Resurrection. Who asks why and wonders how, when you are here and life is now? Never mind and never worry. Take no thought, thyself unbury. Christ unbind, thy shroud unwind. Arise in thought. All death is naught. Life is like. Life is like an open book. Who sees it not, just doesn't look. For like the air, it's all around, seldom seen and nowhere found. Life is like a lovely rose. By night it sleeps, by day it grows. Here today, gone tomorrow, never knowing pain or sorrow. Life is like a tragic play, so full of things that cannot stay, things that rise and so must fall, without a bow or curtain call. Life is like a race to run, not to win, but just for fun. It rolls along from day to day, comes again, but not this way. Life is like a burning star, ever close, but oh so far, shining brightest in the night, though by day still burns its light. Life is like an endless stream, a babbling brook, a living dream, never sleeping, ever waking, always giving, never taking. Life is like the empty sky, far away, but also nigh. Up and down it can be found, high above and on the ground. Life is like a newborn child, soft and gentle, sweet and mild, full of wonder, free of doubt. It gives itself to all about. Life is like a mustard seed. For it to flower, rain it needs. Tended and fed, if it's to grow, cast off bounds and beauty know. Life is like the silver moon. Its borrowed light is gone so soon. Hide and seek its favorite game. It seems to change, yet stays the same. Life is like a central sun. It sheds its light on everyone. Light and warmth it so bequeaths to all above and all beneath. Life is like a timeless sea, whose unmoved depths shall ever be. Though surface winds its waves do blow, they never touch the deep below. Another. Another time, another place, another smile, another face. Another year, another day, another path, another way. Another eye, another stare, another here, another there. Another where, another when, another love, another friend. Another step, another mile, another look, another style. Another wish, another dream, another plan, another scheme. Another mount, another peak, another hide, another seek. Another low, another high, another touch, another sigh. Another hope, another fear, another kiss, another tear. Another laugh, another cry, another girl, another guy. Another heart, another head, another room, another bed. Another song, another dance, another role, another chance. Another sun, another moon, another poem, another tune. Another day, another night, another depth, another height. Another up, another down, another thorn, another crown. Another grin, another bear, another pull, another tear. Another hunt, another chase, another game, another race. Another smell, another taste, another build, another waste. Another lost, another found, another sky, another ground. Another form, another space, another time, another place. One moment. On again, off again, round and around. One moment lost, the next moment found. Movement and stillness, silence and sound. One moment free, the next moment bound. Living and dying, doing and being. One moment blind, the next moment seeing. Darkness and light, solid and space. One moment law, the next moment grace. Dove and eagle, lion and bull. One moment empty, the next moment full. Passion and purpose, diamonds and dust, one moment steel, the next moment rust. Here and now, now and then, one moment start, the next moment end. Something and nothing, nothing and all, one moment stand, the next moment fall. Thought and sense, mind and heart, one moment science, the next moment art. Thunder and lightning, sunshine and rain, one moment pleasure, the next moment pain. Flesh and spirit, body and soul, one moment part, the next moment whole. Mary and Joseph, manger and stall, one moment nothing, the next moment all. Who am I? Who is this I that I seem to be, that I feel I am, yet cannot see? The one in me I've yet to know, though ever present wherever I go. Who can it be, this I in me, the I that I am, yet never see? The one in me that still goes on, when all about has come and gone. The one in me that always knows, that never comes and never goes, that's always here and never there, ever present and so nowhere. The one in me, the one in you, the I in us and all else too, the root and core of all that lives, the essence and soul of all that is, the I in all which cannot fall, alive in the hearts of great and small, that's never apart and always near, knows no hunger and has no fear. The one in all, the one in each, the one all seek but never reach. The I that I am, that you are too, the I that answers the question who. The root. Your mind alone is hallowed ground, as from its fields flow all that's found. Allow no thought of self therein, and so do pluck the root of sin. For the root of evil has no ground, comes from nowhere, can't be found, offers only false relief, finds its strength in false belief, only lives when eyes are closed, when dark so comes and light it goes, holds the throne without a crown, stands alone and must come down. Seasons. Ideas that come to us each day seem so real but never stay. Sing their siren song of being, live a while but end up fleeing. Some are low and others high. There is no point in asking why. You go on while all else stays, all that starts or stops with days. Live your life one day at a time. Know its fullness and hear its rhyme. To say, not the way, to do, not for you. Accept what you are, forget about who. You are what you are, can never be less, are not to be measured by better or best. Know no beginning, can never have end. In truth are a spirit, not subject to when. Bounds. The bounds I feel are self-imposed. From sense of self they once arose. They'll stay so long as I do feel that I alone am all that's real. Yet how can I, who am the thought, so end the thinker and not get caught? I, who never was a part, just thought I was and lost my heart. I, whose life cannot arise, the whole goes on, the part it dies. Whose partial sense denies the whole, so misses life and sells its soul. I, whose wholeness can't be seen, by one so taken in by dream. One who never was a part, just thought he was and lost his heart. Goodbye. Dream of future, ghost of past, gone forever, awake at last. There's no tomorrow, yesterday's gone. Realize this truth, don't be a pawn. Gone tomorrow, once dear friend, your hope was false, offered no end. You too, yesterday's siren song, love's soft memory, dead so long. Once you see, you're always here. Need not move, and have no fear. Live as you are, love where you're at. Nothing and nowhere better than that. Conceived in truth. 1. As in thy oneness first conceived, though by sense of self deceived, again to oneness I must grow, and therein finally come to know. For conceived in truth we two are one. Thou art Father, and I am Son. You are thinker, and I am thought. You're the seeker, and I that sought. You are dreamer, and I am dream. You're the river, and I the stream. You are sea, and I am wave. You're the Savior, and I am saved. 2. So must I come to see us as one, you as the Father, and I as the Son, you as the whole, of which I am part, you as my finish, and I as your start. See you as the ocean, and I as the drop, you as the bottom, of which I am top, you as the doer, and I as your done, you as the victor, and I as the one. For in our oneness can the only truth lie, your one clear answer to my question why. My faith in self the source of all fright, my denial of truth the cause of my blight. 3. So do I pray thee, O Father of life, awaken thy Son and end all his strife. Make my one consciousness thinker divine, and so bless my soul with thy perfect mind. So lift the veil of my thoughts' false division, and open mine eyes to thy perfect vision. Thus end the reign of my partial sight, the shadows I cast and my blockage of light. That empty my heart of its selfish love, may I so ascend to your kingdom above. So scale life's mountain and know its height, behold the one and see the light. 4. So sever the root of self-conscious being, that thought of self no longer blocks seeing. For a slave no longer to relative mind, will I so stop seeking and finally find. So stop becoming and wholly become, one in the many whose birthright is Son, a rebirth in spirit within present days, born with the death of my imperfect ways, a reunion in consciousness, cause with effect, a rejoining of subject with parted object, a wedding of self with that seen as other, a coming to peace between me and my brother. 5. Original consciousness, essence divine, so filleth my heart and make whole my mind. Come to me now and complete this thy word, that I may now hear and you may be heard. That once again whole my divided heart, never again may I think you apart. That I may know oneness, and so cease to fight, may put up my sword and reliance on might. May realize thy presence within every other, and so know myself to be one with my brother. So awaken to oneness and ever more free, will I no longer bound by selfishness be. 6. So ended my bondage to relative reason, no longer to know life as only a season, never more bound by future and past, in thee ever resting long after the last. Forever gone my incomplete thought, free its bounds and no longer caught. Free in spirit my soul lifted up, to drink not the dregs but the wine of life's cup. In thy boundless image made totally whole, a timeless union of spirit and soul. My coming to oneness, an end to all crying, gone partial being, and with it my dying. 7. So more of thee and less of me, that I may finally come to see, that I may finally come to know, from whence I came and where I go. That one at last may I so come to be, born of a consciousness only of thee, my wholeness made known through a coming of thine, and with it a bringing of thy word to rhyme. Thy infinite wholeness, the ground of my being, a promise of hope to my once again seeing,
a return to oneness of partial to whole, the saving grace of my prodigal soul.
Of Leaves and Trees Too. A leaf knows not its unspoken union with the transcendent tree, nor its essential nature as an ever-evolving, unfolding pattern of intelligent energy. The leaf sees not itself as but a reflection of one underlying principle, of that which bequeaths existence to all, by whatever name, be it called life, energy, nature, or God. For in its isolation, the lowly leaf cannot know itself to be one with its essence, one with the creative principle which gives ground and being to all, nor can it consciously know the quality men call life, that which he has by grace and calls his own, cannot know life as the all in all, as manifest spirit, the absolute in infinite expression. Neither can it know itself to be a unique expression of life's ever-recurrent theme of becoming, an eternal song of everlasting transformation and renewal. For the leaf can only know existence and non-existence, life and death, never seeing both for what they truly are, merely separate aspects of the same fundamental movement. Not a movement in time and space, but of the moment, ever unfolding in the transcendent present, the eternal here and now. Yes, a timeless progression transcending the temporal existence of both leaf and tree, an indivisible process whose true reality cannot be subject to such abstraction. For that which is called a leaf can exist apart from the tree only as a creation of thought, only as the offspring of a divisive mind which begets its own limited reality, a consciousness of self which brings that called other into existence, a self-estranged state of being in which the part must remain eternally separate from the whole. A being damned by the implicit blindness of a clouded mind, unable to see the distortion of its own vision, neither able to know the flaw inherent in its own judgment, nor the faulty premise upon which it stands. That being an existence founded upon division, and so innately blind to unity, unable to see the whole, because fragmentary thought can know only parts. And yet the isolation and loneliness that self-consciousness so engenders is but a dream, an illusion which leaves reality unblemished by its false perception, unsoiled by its petty vision. For though unseen behind a veil of words and thought, an unspoken union still remains, not of leaf and tree alone, nor of branches, trunk and root, but of earth and air, of form and space. A sacred coupling whose manifest glory is but a dim reflection of the true beauty underlying all. A wedding of heaven and earth, whispered secretly in the tree's joining of leaf and root, and so too sky and ground. A holy alliance which transfigures the intrinsic energy of both into ever higher form and expression. A marriage of earth and air into that called tree, of heaven and earth into that called being. The tree living testament to the true inseparability of all things so divided, clear evidence of the temporal's untold union with that neither tainted by form nor touched by time. Silent witness to an endless convergence of time and space in the here and now, to the fundamental unity lying just beyond the verbal fog that so beclouds our vision. For as the reality of the leaf does not truly end with the joining of stem and branch, neither does that of the tree stop with its touching of sky and ground. Not once slipped the word which binds its wings and ties it to the ground. Not once freed the chain of meager thought which hold and weight it down. To soar and fly beyond the pale, where words can never go. To find the truth, behold the one that thought can never know. So too the leaf, though it would never know itself to be yet another reflection of that selfsame truth, would fail to recognize its true nature, if self-conscious and separate, isolated and alone. But though the leaf be unaware of its essential unity with its source, the transcendent tree and that which gives it ground, the underlying reality of its true existence is no less true, no less real. For in essence, that lowly transitory leaf is no less permanent, no less enduring, than the bough from which it sprang, or the roots which gave it life. As each such seemingly separate and distinct part can exist and find meaning only in and through the other, and the oneness underlying all, that which transcends relativity and gives the temporal ground. Yes, all, the leaf, the branch, the trunk, the root, all contribute to the good, to the whole that is the tree and the implicit unity of all things so related. For each makes its own unique contribution to that which lies beyond relativity, good and evil, life and death, time and space, to that which was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. No, the leaf is not truly just an isolated bit of transitory life, not just a lonely ember to be snuffed out and forgotten with the first winter's snow, to burn but a season and die. For as the fall follows summer and the winter fall, so too the certainty of the leaf's return to full glory with the spring, a miracle of life not unlike that of a phoenix arisen, of Christ reborn. No, for that which at passing glance seems but an insignificant leaf may be seen in infinitely greater light, may be recognized for what it truly is, as one aspect, one glorious reflection of the absolute in finite manifestation. Yes, both in fact and in truth, that the leaf's true nature and meaning, its sole reason for existence and being, may be realized only in terms of its inseparability from an ever-unfolding process of endless regeneration. For the leaf's true reality lies only in the integral role it plays in an ever-becoming progression, a universal pattern of growth and decay, death and transformation. The leaf in its very essence, one with that self-same pattern of ever-unfolding creative energy, and never truly the solitary state of being which words purport, never really the petrified existence which thought assumes. For the leaf may have life and being only in the context of its eternal union with the tree, and that with which it joins in sharing life, the sun and air, the earth and rain. The leaf being one with nature and its myriad reflection of that which lies within, a living declaration of creation's endless theme of one having life and being through many, its very existence eternally bound to the cosmos in which it too plays a central role, to the essential unity that is the universe and the absolute upon which it stands. So to all being whose ground is upon the one reality which breathes life and existence into all, that which some call energy and others spirit, some call nature and others God, but by whatever name, the source of all. Stars. Dragons fly and roosters strut. Both have claws that tear and cut. Much sound and fury both do make. They both do give, but mostly take. The dragon's home, high in the air, high above, but who knows where. Though once she lived upon the ground, her kingdom now is no more bound. The rooster once, he too could fly, but chose the ground, so left the sky, gave up for earth his airy crown, saw it as good, and so came down. The dragon soars beyond the pale, beyond the bounds of earthly jail, knows no limit and has no bound, is sometimes seen but never found. The rooster, he, a different bird, spends life on earth defending word, stands his ground, takes up the call, defends his realm till comes a fall. The dragon and rooster, a lot alike, are passion-driven and like to fight. One rules the sky, the other ground. One is free, the other bound. Though each knows whence the other came, they both still play the same old game. Dear old friends, a bonded pair, fun-loving rascals who don't play fair. Often switch places as honey and bear, one on the ground, the other air. One whose breadth no one can sum, one whose depth no man can plumb. The dragon her fire pours forth as heart, the rooster his flame called forth as art. Though hers consume him and lay him waste, the rooster he still must keep his place. All. Father, mother, sister, brother, God is all, there is no other. Power, person, presence, being, God alone is all you're seeing. There is no I, there is no me. All there is God, you see. Selfish ways will never fit. Surrender self, to Him submit. full of all and dead to self,
alone again return to health,
free of me and so to see all that is as only He. Christmas. With Christmas so near, it's that time of year, God's Spirit made real, God's love that we feel. Again born in mind, God's image divine, the joy of His sharing, His wondrous caring, the birth of a Son, in whom we are one, God's gift from above, His life and His love.
all sense of myself melts into the moment as otherness subsides.